Hey everybody, happy Wednesday. Mark Hazy here from Black Cat Comics and Rockin Milpitas. Every Wednesday is New Comic Day, and I like to give you some great reasons to go to black-cat-comics.com and pick up something fun to read. This week is packed with stuff that's fun to read. All the publishers brought their A-game this week, so we got a lot of fun and exciting things to talk about. I'd like to start with the DC guys, because this is your latest issue of Dark Knight Death Metal. One of the biggest, hottest books in comics with your cool foily cover. There's also an art germ cover and a couple other awesome cardstocks for you to choose from. This is probably already on your list or in your box, so I don't need to talk about it too much, but it's fun to see the main issue of the main book, because we've been getting a lot of one-shots and side books from this series. That and Justice League are your death metal books of the week. Love me some Justice League. It's been one of my favorite books for a long, long time, because it's everything the Justice League ought to be. It's all the big heroes, all the big villains, events that shake the DC universe to its core. So if you're one of the 3 people not following Justice League, this should definitely be on your list. If for no other reason, because it's got art by Liam Sharp, who's probably one of the best artists working today. Batman number 103, the other hottest book in comics. Another book that's probably on your list or in your box and doesn't need a whole lot of help from me. But if you're one of the people that dropped off after Joker War or bailed out after number 100, always encourage folks to stick around after the big event and see what the writers got cooked up for the next round. And a new villain in this arc, which is always fun. Always cool to see new Bat villains. Catwoman and Nightwing are a couple other Bat books and a couple other of my favorite titles. A couple other books I like to talk about all the time. Catwoman has been really, really solid. And a little bit like I talk about with Daredevil, it's very self-contained, so you can just read Catwoman and enjoy great stories, great art. And Nightwing is also always a lot of fun. I know it goes under the radar of a lot of Bat fans, but this run of Nightwing has been really, really good. And this number 76 is your jump-in point after all the Joker War stuff. Aquaman, number 65, another book I talk up a lot, and another book that gets a lot of praise from the internet critics, which is pretty darn rare. So if you haven't been following Aquaman, it's one of the books that might be wrapping up pretty soon, but look at that gorgeous cover. Really great stuff. And speaking of wrapping up, this is your last issue of Teen Titans. Wah wah. But I'm sure it'll get another relaunch after the Future State stuff. Rorschach from Tom King is one of your Black Label books. You know we love us some Tom King around here. Good stuff there. And Joker Harley, Criminal Sanity. It's the other Black Label book. More of the traditional Black Label, big oversized style. Everybody loves anything Joker Harley. Good stuff. Great week for the DC guys. Great week for the Marvel guys, too. Let's talk some X-Men. Let's see. 19. There we go. Give me just a sec. X-Force is part 18 of X of Swords. Cable is part 19 of X of Swords. Anyway. Somehow I've got this mixed up. But Cable, Hellions, and X-Force, with that especially cool Wolverine cover, are your X of Swords books of the week. It's going to be wrapping up. It's 22 parts. We're getting down to the end. Been encouraging you guys to jump in on one or all of these X books, because it's a great time to be an X fan. If you're not into the big event, then pick up some Juggernaut. Love me some Juggernaut. One of the great villains turned heroes of the X-verse, now in his own title. First couple issues were really, really solid. So again, if you're interested in X books but don't want to commit to the big event, check out some Juggernaut, because that book will wow you. Lots of Spidey to talk about. Amazing Spider-Man, the core book, the backbone of the Marvel Universe, and one of the best books Marvel's doing right now. Been talking about what a great job Marvel's doing fusing classic elements of their titles with new villains, new stories, new angles, new events. And Amazing Spider-Man kind of leads that list. I just can't say anything about it because everything is a spoiler, but it's just got all those elements that have always made Spider-Man a great title in new, fun, and exciting ways. So if you haven't checked out Spider-Man in a little while, Last Remains is a good time to jump back in. Symbiote Spider-Man, back in a new series, probably the 3rd round of good old Symbiote Spider-Man. This is your first King in Black title. A lot of King in Black coming toward the Marvel Universe. Why? Because of this guy. This is your latest issue of Venom. Can't say enough about this book. I sell out faster and faster of Venom every single time it comes out. More and more subs putting it on their list. This is the core book behind all of the King in Black stuff that's going to be rolling out. So if you're a Spidey fan, a Venom fan, you're an old school Venom fan, you're going to want to pick up, all recent issues of Venom going back to at least number 25 and pick up the latest Symbiote and be on the lookout for all that other King in Black stuff. Captain America. You know that's my favorite title, always has been, always will be, especially when they wrap it in cool Alex Ross covers. Can't say enough about my man Cap. Fantastic Four 26, another one of my favorite books that's as good as it's ever been. You can read more about that one on our newsletter this week. Immortal Hulk, another one of my favorite books, mostly because it's got another cool Alex Ross cover there. Can't beat that. Love me some Immortal Hulk. Widowmakers is getting you ready for the Black Widow movie if they ever decide to get that out, and that's your cool Red Guardian book of the week. You know I love me anything Avengers. Marvel Voices, Indigenous Voices is your special cool one-shot book of the week, featuring all kinds of Indigenous American artists and creators putting together some cool books, lots of cool covers for this one you want to check out. And Star Wars Bounty Hunters, my last Marvel book of the week. But I encourage you guys to check out all the cool stuff that Marvel's been doing with their Star Wars books. If Mandalorian isn't enough Star Wars for you, there's lots of cool comics out there to choose from, like that one. And what a great week for all the other guys. Great week for the independents. Always encouraging my Marvel and DC guys to check out stuff from the other publishers. And this is a great week to do that. You Look Like Death is your Umbrella Academy book of the week. That's one of your Dark Horse titles. Everybody into the Umbrella Academy. But Barbalian, Red Planet. It's my Dark Horse book of the week, spinning out of all the great Black Hammer stuff from Jeff Lemire. If you don't know much about Black Hammer, pick up the first trade paperback and then, jump into all these cool side books that he's got going on, spinning out of the main title. Fun, cool look at superheroes. Speaking of which, Commanders in Crisis. It's one of your Image books of the week. A little bit of what Image has always done best, which is taking those superhero tropes that everybody knows and loves and giving them a cool, new, fun spin angle. Great stuff. Pick up the first one, catch up to that one. And Ice Cream Man is your other Image book of the week. We love us some Ice Cream Man around here. Cool, quirky horror anthology title. Always fun. G.I. Joe, Real American Hero, number 275. Big old chunky anniversary issue. One of the things IDW does best. They do G.I. Joe and the Turtles and the Transformers and all your great 80s titles. And this one continues the run all the way back to the original Marvel stuff. So if you were a G.I. Joe fan back in the day, grab this issue and get ready for the next story arc. Usagi Yojimbo. It's my other IDW book. I talk about this one all the time. One of the great classic titles of comics. If you don't know much about Usagi Yojimbo, grab this issue and come to understand one of the most unique properties in comics. Grab those big omnibus editions for the original classic stuff. Nothing in comics like Usagi Yojimbo. Mars Attacks, Red Sonja is my Dynamite book of the week. Love me what Dynamite does with Red Sonja, Vampirella, Deja Thoris, all their great licensed property stuff. And I like seeing anything mashed up with Mars Attacks because that's just ridiculously awesome. Firefly is my Boom Studios book of the week because I love me anything from Joss Whedon and I love me some cool science fiction cowboys. Doctor Who comics number 1. First issue, your chance to jump in on some cool Doctor Who books. This one mashes up all the different Doctors, so if you're any kind of Doctor Who fan, you're going to want to pick that one up. Blade Runner 2019. It's my Boom Studios book of the week because I love me some Blade Runner. I always mention in these videos that I love me some sci-fi, and there's always great sci-fi comics to choose from. That's the last issue of that one, and they'll get ready for the next run. Agretsuko. The first issue of the second title. That's your Oni Press book of the week. And then let's check out some new publishers. We Live, number 2, is the Aftershock book of the week. Been talking up a lot of Aftershock. There's a reprint to number 1 out this week if you missed this. Aftershock does all kinds of cool stuff that's not necessarily superhero books. So if you're looking for something without capes, you should check out something from Aftershock. Children of the Grave is your Scout Comics book of the week. Scout Comics is another publisher we've been talking up, another one of the newer publishers. This is the first issue, so you can see the kind of things that they do. And A Dark Interlude is your Vault Comics book of the week. Another fairly new publisher that we've been talking up, doing all sorts of cool things. As I say, I know we're your one-stop shop for all things superhero, but I'm always encouraging you guys to check out things that are not Marvel or DC, because all the publishers have a title that you would probably love. And this week we got some all ages stuff to talk about. Been talking up mashups between IDW and Marvel Comics. Star Wars Adventures Annual is one of those. Marvel is licensing out their whole all ages line to IDW Comics, and it's tons of fun. Love me some Star Wars Adventures. Love me some Star Wars stories in an all ages format. Marvel Action Avengers is the other Marvel IDW team up. They do Avengers and Black Panther and Captain Marvel and all sorts of fun things. And Looney Tunes doesn't get any more classic than Looney Tunes. Great to see some all ages books back on the list. I want to tell everybody that we've got some great gift ideas just in time for the holidays. Never too early to start thinking about your friends and family. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, so... Oh, $25. Lots of things on the relatively cheap on the website. So go check out the newsletter this week for all the details on all the cool sales and things that we're going to have going on for you. Black Friday, Christmas, all that good stuff. Like I say, never too early to start thinking about the Christmas shopping. That's all we got for you for this week. Go to black-cat-comics.com, click on shop, click on new this week, check out all the titles that we've been talking about. Then tune back in Saturday, 2 o'clock for Comic Shop Talk Live, and we'll talk all about them. Thanks for watching. We'll see you Saturday.